world. I'm Cecilia Sterling, and these are the adventures of Superchic. And today I have a story to share. This is a little bit of an extra. If you saw my story called Vroom, then you know that my dad taught me how to drive my first car. And I went on and on through my sort of car stories. I'm definitely a car girl. But this story is a story within the story, and so it needed its own time and space, if you know what I mean. And actually, a reflection around it, I realized this is one of those moments as a young person. I'm 16 years old in the story, and I am a little surprised at all the steps that it actually takes, the process involved in going from wanting to drive a car to driving it. Right? Kind of like when you want to paint your wall, it just seems like the next day the wall could be blue, when in fact the prep for painting takes much, much longer. It's quite a process, much, much longer than actually painting the wall. Okay, so in this particular story, I receive a car for Christmas that I can't drive. And I'm supposed to get my license the following month when I turned 16. I can't remember exactly when I went through the driver's training that my school offered. And that's where I did my actual driving test, was with the teacher at the school. So I passed that part. But I still need to go to, I think it's called the Secretary of State in Michigan, and get my take the test and get my license. So my dad's going to take me. And if you remember from the other day, my story, my dad and I are close. We're not that close. We have a loving relationship, but he's not what I would call a super safe grounding force in my life. And he comes to pick me up to take me to get my driver's test. And I have all of these feelings. I'm feeling nervous, anxious, scared. I don't know how to name those feelings at this time in my life. And even if I did, I might not have named them with him. So I'm in a bit of a performance mode. I'm definitely going to ace this test. I'm a good student. I want to pass, but I'm nervous about it. Well, he picks me up and he says, "Here are the keys." And remember, this car is a stick shift, so that's new to me. And I look in the car, and his girlfriend's in this car. And I don't know her very well either. And that just adds to the strife, the stress and strife, the stress. And so my resistance in moving forward is increasing, and the amount it's taking for me to push down all of the feelings I'm having is also growing, because I don't feel comfortable sharing my experience with them. And what I do ask is, could you please drive? No, he says. And I'm like, no, I can't drive. He said, do you want to go get your license? Yes. Okay. I take the keys. I get in the car. I'm so incredibly nervous. But I drive to the Secretary of State. It goes perfectly fine. I pull into the driveway. I look for a parking spot. I remember him saying, how about that one there? That's the one I see. I pull in and I smash into the car next to me. Oops. I just hit that car. So my dad has a body shop. He does body work. He looks at me and says, "It's fine, Cecilia. I'll leave a note on their windshield. They can call me. I'll take care of any repairs that might need to happen. Let's go inside and take your test." Cool as a cucumber. So there's an aspect of me that's a child that's being led by someone who's grounded and confident and comfortable. And he says, let's go in and take the test. Okay. If you remember from my past stories, I am scared to death most of the time on an average day. I have a very big active imagination about full kidnapping schemes being created to steal me away from my family. I live in fear a lot of the time. I was scared just to take my driver's test. I am freaking out, and I am not saying anything out loud. I walk in, I'm sure I was shaking. And I'm going to sit down and take that test. And I saw my dad write down on his business card, "We hit your car. Please contact us. I'll be happy to help make any repairs." I can feel it right now. Like, I'm scared to death. And I sit down to take the test. My number gets called. It's not a super long wait time. You might be imagining like current DMV, but we got there and I think I took my test a few minutes later, shaking, imagining that any moment law enforcement was coming in, handcuffing me and putting me in the slammer. Like, I was so scared of what could possibly happen. And I sit down shaking and I take that test and I pass it. They grade it immediately. "You've passed. You'll be getting your license in the mail. Have a great day." And we walk back out to the car. And I say, "Could you please drive home?" And he says, "Uh-huh." And he drives me home. "Good job taking that test. I'll let you know if they call me." They never called him. And then he had some response about that, like, yeah, they probably didn't have insurance or something. And then I now in my like current ability to understand how belief systems, like how seeds get planted, pretty sure a whole bunch of belief systems got planted with that random comment that he gave to me that he never explained and I didn't ask anything about. But I got my driver's license, and he did take the time to teach me how to drive that stick shift. And then I did finally get my license in the mail. And I think a process that took probably from December. Well, I think I actually did take the driving classes in the fall. So it was like that entire year was the process and the time it took for me to go from, I want my license, I'll be turning the appropriate age, I'll be going through the class, I'll be taking the test, I'll get in my first accident, I'll learn how to pass the railroad tracks with a stick shift and not be stuck on the tracks and killed in the process. I survived. And now, as an adult, I understand that I can tell this story and process the actual emotions almost in real time. Like, I literally went through the fear while sharing this with you of what it was like to walk into that DMV having crashed into a car. We didn't tell anyone inside. We just left the business card. Well, with that, I'll say ciao for now. Please share with me your adventures in driving, getting your driver's license, and any of your accidents you've had. In Italian, it's called an incidente. I had an incident. Oops. Oh my goodness. I survived it. Ciao for now, y'all.